I solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Hi everybody, Ron here from The Truth About Addiction. Today we have a special guest, Shaun. Shaun's from Victoria, and Shaun and I met through basically social media. Welcome to The Truth About Addiction, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
So what's your short story, brother?
So, short story. I grew up with mum and dad, obviously, and that was down in New Ballarat there. Left home fairly young, 15. Went into the workforce, done an apprenticeship and that. And then, about 16, 17, about 16, on the dope, started smoking cones. And then from there, onto the speed, and fucking all downhill from there in a big way. So, yeah.
What age are you now, brother?
41 now.
Still a kid.
41. Yeah. I don't know about that, mate. I don't feel it, but not 4 young boys, but got 4 boys. We've done it far from that. Only, through no probably my own fault sort of thing, going down the wrong path. But we sort of come to the other side now. And once I got into the drugs, it was just it was full noise, like there was no turning back for 20 years. I just flat out. And the ice.
Drug of choice ice.
Yeah, drug of choice ice, yeah. So not really a fan of much else. Just the ice mainly, but in a big way, sort of, some days you're doing half a quarter to that's just by myself, you know what I mean? And, a gram to get out of bed sort of thing. And, and then, that creates obviously, the financial, you got to be able to support your habit. And that's where it goes pear-shaped, you're sort of out doing things you shouldn't be doing, or you're dealing it. You're fucking every minute of the day involves your habit, you know what I mean? Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, even when you're asleep, you're fucking dreaming about it,
Mate.
It's sort of, it's the worst, but at the time, it numbs you, you sort of, you don't care, you don't have no feelings, it takes away the emotions, and that's with your kids and everyone, you know what I mean? You might be present, but you're not present, like, you sort of, you just fuck, really, you know what I mean? And all you care about is having your next burn or your fucking next shot, or however you take it, it's, there's sort of no two ways about it, like, it's just an evil drug.
Yeah, it's pure.
And it's everywhere.
I just watch from people, like when I meet somebody and they're in recovery, I can tell they've been on ice as soon as I meet them. The twitches, fucking turning, the looking, like, I usually say to them, I drug of choice. They go, how'd you know?
So I think I'm pretty lucky in that way. Like, I sort of come out the other end pretty good, you know what I mean? I don't know how I managed, but especially with the habit that I had, it was just out of control, like. And so in retrospect to that, I've sort of, I've dodged the bullet, so to speak, but in a way I haven't, you know what I mean? Like, you still got all that baggage, like I lost everything. I went to jail, so I come out and started fresh. Lasted about 3 days, 4 days, and then my neighbour says, "Oh, do you want to have a taste?" You know what I mean? So that was the end of that. You know what I mean? 12 months clean, and then straight back into it, and just full noise again. So it was sort of no good in a sense, but like I said, I'm on the other side now and feeling heaps better. Like, involved with the kids more and doing things. I went to the movies for the first time in 20 years the other day, like, things like that, I never done, like, not when I was on the gear, like, it was too long, in between burns sort of thing, so so just little things like that, we go to the pool and that, and just life's totally different now, and better, like surrounding myself with better people. I go to the local church now, volunteer down at the RSL, just trying to give back to society, you know what I mean, instead of being a burden, like I was all those years, sort of give back a little, and try and help anyone that I can. So
you hit the nail on the head there.
It's a long process, you know what I mean, and I'm not sitting here saying I'm an angel or anything like that, you know what I mean. I admit my wrongs and own up to them and that, I've done my time, but it's just, now that you're clear-headed, clear-minded, you just see how bad it was and is, and you know what I mean. And the only thing I have, like, I just regret being on it for so long. Like 20 years is a long time to just waste your life. And to have nothing at the end of it to show for it, like except for criminal charges, a jail sentence, and just nothing. You know what I mean? Like you come out of it with absolutely nothing. There's no good way or bad way about it. Like it's just bad, full stop. It's all downhill.
How many rock bottoms do you reckon you had? How many times do you reckon that you had in your life when you were fucking life was shit and you thought to yourself, that's it, I'm never going to use again? Especially in the nick, I used to do it. And as soon as I get released, I'd go good for 1 or 2 days, but as soon as I had that first one, all bets were off, mate.
Obviously, it's rock bottom when you're in jail, you know what I mean? You feel sorry for yourself and you know what I mean? Poor me, like. But in hindsight, you know what I mean, you got no one else to blame but yourself. So I've had a lot of rock bottoms, you know what I mean, like, and when I say rock bottom, I mean rock bottom, you know what I mean, like thinking that there's no way out of it. You know what I mean, I thought I was always going to be in that rut, and I just managed to climb out a little bit, and then you get to a certain stage, and then bang, everything starts going good for a minute or two. And then, you're fucking back on it, and it just everything that you work for just goes straight out the window, So,
sure.
But I'm a big believer in never quit quitting. And, like I said, over the years, I've quit hundreds of times, but you sort of get to day 5, 6, 7, and sort of, then someone will show up or mate will ring and say, let's get on it or something like that. And then as soon as that thought's in your head, that's it. All bets are off, and you're back on it. So, it's just it's like literally, it is the hardest thing to do. So this time, sort of been good. I just, like I said, I fucking kept away from everyone, changed my number and that, and told everyone I was going to rehab and locked the doors, turned the phone off, and just sat tight, and went through the hard yards and up to about day 14, and I started just getting up and getting motivated and, pushing myself to do things. And it's still, like I said, every day it's hard, you know what I mean? But it does get easier. And, many rock bottoms wrong. Let me give you the tip.
So you detox by yourself at home?
Yeah, just home detox. So I've got a young bloke. He's 14 at the minute. So detox at home until about 3 o'clock, and then get out of bed or get off the couch, push yourself, make tea, try and be there for him, pick him up from jiu-jitsu or drop him off, And that was hard push, and like it's a 10-15 minute drive to where he does it, and like. It was like a 2-hour drive, and it was hard, like just getting the motivation to do it. And but that's been the hardest part, just doing it at home, and obviously, people coming around and that still, but just not answering the door or just answering the door and saying fuck off, Like I just want nothing to do with it, But people try and that's the thing in with the ice, They try and drag you back into it, like, they don't want to see you better yourself, Like they try and drag you back down to where they're at, And so that's the hardest part, like just having the strength and that doing it at home to say no, and so in the past, hasn't been too successful. I've always, yeah, right, let's do it, you know what I mean? So, but this time, you know, I don't know what changed in me. I just woke up one day and that was it. Yeah, I just turned. I just wanted nothing to do with it. I'd had enough, and yeah, I don't know. It was you know, watching podcasts, other people's podcasts like yourself and that, and you know, listening to the stories of people that have been on bigger and better and harder drugs, you know what I mean? And then, you know, coming through the other end, and I just thought, you know, if they can do it, I can do it, sort of thing, and just wanting to do it for the kids as well. Like, you know what I mean? They sort of had missed out on a father for the last 20 years because, you know, of me drug addiction and that. So doing it for them was a big reason too. My oldest boy just turned 21, so it was important. Yeah, so I just fucking pushed, you know, pushed, and sort of come through the other side now. So yeah, but feeling good, looking good, you know what I mean, loving life, just total different outlook on life, you know. So that's the biggest thing. You know, looking to get back into the workforce. You know, when you're on the gear, mate, you're like no working, you know what I mean? The only work you do is fucking at night time. So
yeah,
out fucking, you know, thieving and robbing and fucking kicking doors into drug dealers and robbing them and just shit that you don't want to be involved with. Like, yeah, it's just putrid.
Yeah, no, beautiful, man. You reached out to me because you listened to my podcast.
I did, yeah. Watch your podcast, and I don't know. It was just what you said and that, what you were saying, and just related. You know what I mean? Like, and I listened to you, like, you know, obviously a brief, short story of your life, and I was amazed. Yeah, it captivated me. You know, on what you were like at 14, going around shooting at people and that, and then the drugs that you'd done. It just hit home, you know. And like I said, you after watching that was when I woke up the next morning, and that was it, you know. And got rid of the pipe, got rid of the gear, fucking I just give it away, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was just amazing, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, you say heroin and shit like that, like I've never touched it before, but you know, I've heard and seen, you know, it's a whole nother world, like, and it's hard, you know. So to be able to just give that up and, you know, become what you are now, and that was just an absolute inspiration to me, and I'm sure it is to others as well. Like, yeah, it just hit home, you know, Ron. Like, it honestly did. So yeah, it was good.
No, that's very flattering, mate. You know, and it makes my heart happy because, you know, I do this podcast. I don't make money off what I do. It costs me money to do what I do, and I do it because there's people out there that need to hear the story. They need to hear that we can recover, and we do recover. You know, the secret to recovery is don't take the first one, no matter what.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
because once you take the first one, all bets are off.
Yeah, it is in a big way. Like, yeah, that's it. There are no bets. You know what I mean? It's straight out the window, and the path that you go down is just a dark, lonely. You know what I mean? All your relationships that you've ever had gone. I've lost two partners from you know, from the drugs and that. So both partners, we were both on it, and just toxic relationship. It just went, you know, it was all downhill, fighting and blowing and carrying on over gear or who smoked more or who had the last one. And it's just putrid.
So how long have you been clean now, Shaun?
So coming up 2 months. So
I
think a couple of days. Yeah, couple of days off 2 months. Once I sort of got over the months part, I sort of stopped counting. But my biggest thing, so to get to that month, you know what I mean, I would have been able to tell you exactly how many days, how many minutes, how many seconds, you know what I mean, because I just felt the month was such a big milestone, you know what I mean? Like, I'd never been clean, even in jail. I wasn't clean for a fucking a month, you know what I mean? There's more in there than what there is out here, you know. So obviously, a greater cost, but so it gets to the month was just such a big deal for me, you know what I mean? And I was wrapped. So, but yeah, like I said, a couple of days off, 2 months now, but not turning back, not going back. Like I said, I go to the local church now, and I'm not religious by all means, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I am, but it was all about surrounding myself with better people, and people that weren't trying to rob you, people that weren't trying to extort you, people that didn't want to fuck your missus. You know what I mean? It was just about being around people that didn't judge, they cared, they loved, and just creating those new friendships, And ever since I've been down there, since they started giving up, so a couple of months now, and made a couple of new friendships and that, and it's just a totally different world. You're not sitting around the table or the bedroom hiding in there smoking a cracky, and you sit at the kitchen table and you're having a coffee and a chat. You know what I mean? You're not, and it's not about drugs, and just amazing. But like I said, my crimes, like what I've done to fuel my habit, it's tragic, it's terrible, it's putrid. I never robbed homes or anything like that, but what I've done, except for drug dealers, obviously, but the things that I've done to fuel my habit, that it's just, when you look back at it now, you're clean, and you're just, you're sort of ashamed. Like, you think, fuck, why would I do that? Like, how did I do that? You know what I mean? Pinching some cunt's fucking car or this or that to sell for fucking $500 just to fuel your habit and shit. It's just fucking, it's putrid. Like, so that's the only thing I don't struggle with it, you know what I mean? Like I said, I've done my time in that, but I just, you know what I mean? If you could turn back the clock, you know what I mean? But, so.
I tell everybody, you're not responsible for your disease, for your addiction. You're responsible for your recovery.
No. Yeah, that's it. And that's the greatest thing. And recovery, so I'm involved with a few services. I've got an awesome psychologist, and I've told her everything in that. So I've been seeing her since 2018, and for the last 3 years, 4 years, I've been lying to her, you know what I mean? Never told her that I was on drugs and that. But then when I got clean, I fucking went there and I just told her everything, you know what I mean? And so she's been great, you know what I mean? Like, working close with her. Got an awesome doctor, told her the truth, you know what I mean? So she keeps an eye on me. And just having a MIOD worker, he's great. And you just have that support around you. And it just, I don't know, every day, like I said to my psychologist, every day I'm excited about now. Like, when I used to wake up at 2, 3 in the afternoon, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, there was nothing to be excited about because you already knew what you were going to do for the day. You're going to get on the gear and fucking walk around in circles, you know what I mean? Chase your tail, pull shit apart and never put it back together.
Yeah.
Fucking, but now, every day is just, it's so exciting to be alive, like every day something positive is happening, and life has just changed dramatically. And I ring Dad, and I've been honest with Dad, you know what I mean? Dad's really good. The old girl probably, you know what I mean? We sugarcoated to her, but the old man, I tell him straight out, and like, he's shocked him what I tell him that, but he doesn't blink an eye, you know what I mean? And he's fucking great support, if I'm having a bad day and that, ring him, and, he keeps me focused and that. But like I said, every day is just exciting, you're out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, I was never out of bed before lunchtime, you know what I mean? I was going to bed at 6 o'clock. So now, jump up 6 o'clock, fucking to the local pool, have a swim. It's just incredible, But things, like Dad says, things are finally falling into place for you because you're putting in that hard work, you know what I mean? Like, you put in the hard yards and you get rewarded, It's, I don't know whether you believe in karma or anything like that, or I don't know what I believe in. I just believe, that hard work sort of, it pays off. And when I say, like, and just the little things, you know what I mean, that you don't appreciate when you're on the gear. Like, when you're off the gear, you know what I mean, they're a big thing. Like, you just, I don't know, it just changes the whole perspective on life, you know. And like I said, you know, for 20 years I've been flat out on something, you know what I mean? So now all of a sudden, sort of life starting at 40, and it's just, I don't know, I'm wrapped, you know. I'm happy. The kids are happy. I had the young bloke say to me the other day on the way back from jiu-jitsu. He goes, Dad, I said, yeah, mate. He goes, I'm wrapped. He goes, we've been spending so much quality time together. I said, oh, we did in the past. He goes, yeah, we spent time together. He goes, but it wasn't really quality. Yeah. And, you know what I mean? You tear up in that, and you try not to show it, and you take it on board, you know, but you know that you're doing the right things, you know, like you said, you know, we're just spending quality time together instead of spending time together. Just the little things like that in life that you don't appreciate when you're on it, all of a sudden becomes such a big deal, you know what I mean? And like, you know, money and all that is nothing, but those things, you know what I mean? Like you can't buy that shit.
I believe, you know, my recovery is about the gifts, and it's not financial.
Yeah.
The gifts I'm watching my kids yelling out, Dad, 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 or, you know, my little boy does jiu-jitsu too, and he fucking loves it. And in the pool there, look at me, you know, and he's doing a somersault. And, mate, that was better than any fucking drug I ever stuck in my body. Man, I just found drug use so boring. Honestly, it was fucking boring.
It is. It is, you know what I mean? You talk about looking out the window when I was fucking on it and that, you know, towards the end, I'm fucking, and I've been rated more times than what you could fucking, you could say, you know what I mean? So a car drive past, you're fucking looking through the fucking curtains, you know what I mean, to see, make sure it's not the coppers coming to raid again, and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, now a car drives past, I couldn't give a fuck. A car pulls up the driveway, I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But all that, you know what I mean? I was out the back, up over the fence, you know what I mean? I had some tradespeople come here, I don't know, so 3 or 4 months ago. Anyway, they done a copper's knock, you know what I mean? So that was it. Fucking me and my boxers, mate. Up out of bed, straight out the back door, up over the back fence. Anyway, I got my phone and I'm looking and I fucking log on to my cameras, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm like, oh fuck, it's just a tradie. So back up over the fence, back in the back door, and put some clothes on. Anyway, by this time, they were in the utes out the front, so I yell out to them. They come in and they're like, oh, we thought you weren't here and that. I said, no. I said, I just went up over the back fence. I said, I thought you were the coppers. They said, why? What are you trying to hide? I said, nothing. I said, I just didn't know what I'd done. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you just don't know. So what they're here for. So
yeah, my time was spent like laying on the floor, looking under the door crack.
yeah. Just stupid shit like that.
Psychosis,
you know what I mean? Like,
man. The psychosis in amphetamine addiction is fucking phenomenal because you actually believe it's real.
Yeah, 100% you do.
The rewards are, mate, that you're becoming a human being now, not a human taking. I used to say this years ago, if I'd have stayed smoking pot, I probably wouldn't have got clean. But that's not true because I never gave pot a chance to get hold of me, really. I only smoked pot for a very short period of time. Then I started injecting heroin. And I never took any other drugs when I started injecting heroin, except for my mate was a speed cook. In those days, it was real speed. It's the same as what ice is. It was pure fucking methamphetamine. It wasn't pseudo. It was pure ephedrine, and we'd cook it up and be a yellow rock, mate, and we'd shoot it up and fucking, it was horrific. I'd go into psychosis. The minute I had the injection, within 15 minutes, I was in psychosis.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I'd vomit, and then I'd go into psychosis.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like,
my mates that knew me really well said to me, oh, for fuck's sake, get back on the smack.
Yeah, saying something, mate.
Because the methamphetamine fucks with your brain so much.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Yeah. And this is the thing. So when you're on it, you think you're fucking normal. You think you're going along all right. It's fucking horrific. You know what I mean? Like the local coppers, I've still got to sign in, and you know, I'm on strict fucking bail conditions and all that. I've still got a case coming. But now when I go over to sign in, I'm not sitting in the fucking foyer for 20 minutes, you know what I mean? While these cunts are laughing at me out the back and fuck him, you know what I mean? He can sit there and wait and that. You know, when they come out, they fucking terrorise you, you know what I mean? Yeah. Now I walk in, bang, they're straight out. Hey, Shaun, you know, they have a conversation with me. They're brilliant. Sign in straight away, and but they too have been encouraging as well. Like, keep up the good work, mate. You know what I mean? And like they might, might be doing 65 in a 60 zone, and they pull me over. Come, mate, fucking, you got to slow down. But you know what I mean? We'll give you a break. Whereas fucking before that, I'd go up the street to get some bread and milk. I'd be fucking pulled over on the way up there, and as soon as I was on my way back, I'd be pulled over again. You know what I mean? Like, they fucking terrorised me, and I used to hate them. You know what I mean? Like, fucking dogs, this, that, fucking wanted revenge. But at the end of the day, it was only me that was fucking attracting that attention. You know what I mean? Being off my fucking head, but here I am thinking, here I am thinking that I'm fucking.
What's changed between you and the coppers? The coppers are still the same. You've changed.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Like, they're still the same people. It's just that they can see that I've made, dramatic changes, and I am off the gear.
You're having a go.
I'm an actual person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I never ever thought I'd say, they've been all right to me. Like, and you slowly but surely, you start building that respect back. Whereas, because you lose all respect, you lose everything, and you got to work for respect. It's not a given. So slowly but surely, you start fucking earning that respect back a little bit. You just got to try and hold on to it and stay focused. Psychiatrist, like, the hardest thing is just staying focused. It's easy just to fucking, slip and that, and she, and she agrees, and talks about relapse and that. I said, there's no fucking, I said, I cannot relapse. Like, if I have one little puff, that's it. I'm fucking full noise again. There is no, you know what I mean? Like, just
no harm
for a day and then, no, there's none of that. So, I can't just get on it for one day and then back off of it. You fucking one puff, full noise, you know what I mean? So
I don't have that much control, mate. Once I use, I'm fucked. Until I've burnt everything, I usually detox in the neck.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. You know what I mean? Like you say, it's fucking game on again. You know what I mean? And look out for fucking anyone that gets in your way.
One thing that gets in your way is either an asset, and I can get something off them. They're a liability. They can fuck off.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm not interested about what I can take. I don't give a fuck what you've got, as long as I can take it. If you've got nothing, you're no value to me. I don't want friends. What, I want to share my goat with you? Fuck that.
Nah, fuck no.
I'm greedy.
Like you say, though. Same as me, mate. I fucking, I love it. So, if you got nothing, I don't want to know you. Like, but if you got something that I fucking can take, well, come here, mate.
I just believe you've got to stay clean one day at a time. It's a real big secret of mine that I just worry about each day as it comes. I don't live in the past because I can't change it. I don't live in the future because that's just my fantasy. That's my active imagination. But living today, I have some control over what I'm thinking and doing today, and I can't pick up no matter what.
If you do it like that, good things happen, you know what I mean? Good things will fucking come to those who do the right thing, you know what I mean? Good things happen to good people when you put in that work and effort, you know what I mean? And I don't know, mate, it just fucking shit falls into place, you know what I mean? Where in the past when you're on the gear, nothing fucking falls into place, it's fucking out the window and shit and everything. Like, for me, another little thing, Ron, is appointments, So when you're on the gear, just say your appointment's at, say, 10 o'clock. You rock up about 1 o'clock, you know what I mean, and think, you know what I mean? And then they're like, oh, no, you're fucking too late, so you abuse them, you know what I mean? I'm only a little bit late, fucking So, being clean, one thing, mate, you fucking, if your appointment's at 10, you're there at fucking 1:45 or 9:30, you know what I mean? Like, you just, and that's what I'm saying about before, when, like, the little things that you don't realise and you don't appreciate, it's just those little things, you know what I mean? Like, fucking being on time to your appointments, being on time to your kid's footy game, being on time to pick your kid up from jiu-jitsu so he's not standing in the cold for an hour fucking waiting for the old man, you know what I mean? Like, just those little things. And like I said, I love my family, you know what I mean? Fucking always have. But, I I worry about my family and no one else anymore, you know what I mean? Instead of worrying about this cunt's dramas with that person and fucking, you know, this cunt's rooting that cunt's misters and shit. That, you know what I mean? I just don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear it, don't want to see it, don't want to fucking talk about it.
Yep.
I just worry about my direct family, you know what I mean? So the ones that I love about life. And just proud of myself too, you know. I put in the hard work, like I said, and home detox. So, you know, no fucking going to a hospital or laying in bed for fucking, you know, doing it at home, doing it tough and, you know, having to get up, you know, the boys cook tea and shit and pick them up from jiu-jitsu and shit like that. Doing it hard, you know what I mean? But fucking, and as hard as what it was, you know, you come through the other side and you just, I don't know, I just love life, you know. I just, honest to God, I just love it. Every minute of it, every second of it. It just changes.
Recovery rocks, mate.
Yeah.
What's your plans on moving forward, brother?
So moving forward, so I've been in talks with an old employer. I want to give back in some way, so that's hence the volunteer work down at the local RSL. They're not a rich club; they don't have pokies in there like most do. They provide meals Thursday to Saturday, and so me and the young bloke, we went down there and. You know, they were old blokes, you know, they sort of half getting about anyway. So, and there was a thing on the bottom of the menu how they are all volunteers and that. So, so we started doing that, you know, just washing dishes and whatever they want us to do, you know what I mean, just the shit.
Nice.
So, but no, I've been in contact with an old, the first employer I ever worked for in the vineyard and that. But I don't know. I just want to roll that. I want to keep my mind active, yeah. So in sales or something like that, just a different role. But also want to give back. I want to, as I was talking to you, I sort of would love to go around some schools or something like that with a few other people and just tell your story, you know what I mean? Tell them how bad it is and like I said, if you can do that and prevent 1 in 10 or, you know, 1 in 20, 1 in 50, you know, from fucking going down the path that you've gone down, it would mean a lot, you know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing. I just want to give back, you know what I mean? Like, because I've taken so much. Now, you know, I feel that I don't need to, but I want to. I want to give back.
I'm a funny guy. I believe you can only keep what you got by giving it away. And I believe in giving you receive. And I believe the greatest gift I can have is the ability to help other people, you know, whether it's the homeless, whether it's the addicts, whether it's the fucking helping an old woman across the road, whether it's opening the door for someone. And, you know, I do it with no expectation. Sometimes, you know, I used to open the door and women would walk through and they wouldn't even say thanks. I think, you fucking rude cunt. You know what the reality is? No matter what they do, it's what I do. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that is the thing. Like, it doesn't matter, you know, if that, or even when you're in the traffic, you know, you let someone in and they don't wave to you, you think you fucking dog. You know what I mean? I'll never do that again. Like, but at the end of the day, it's not about getting that wave and that. You know,
exactly.
You know, in your
you're
heart,
doing the right thing.
You've done the right. Yeah, you've done the right thing. You know what I mean? So, but I agree. Like I said, and I'm only fresh, you know what I mean? So I'm only.
That's good.
Obviously, you know, a couple of months into me rehabilitation, but you know, I feel that in 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, I just want to give back. That's all I want to do. Yeah, I just want to give back. Like you say, it's not about the money or any bullshit like that. I get more joy and excitement over helping people and that than what I do receiving. You know, I hate receiving, even birthdays and Christmas, you know what I mean? I hate receiving gifts and that. I'd rather give, you know, but like I said, if I can help someone or if I could, you know, help the younger generation on staying away from the shit, I would love that. You know what I mean? I'd be a wealthy man.
No, I agree, mate. Look, brother, it's been really nice having you on the Truth About Addiction. And, you know, you've got 8 weeks. People think, 8 weeks is not long. If you've got fucking no days, 1 day's a long time. Once you've got a week's a long time, you know. That's why when I said to you, come on, you know, like, I don't give a fuck if you got 40 years or 40 fucking days. It's still a miracle.
Yeah.
And it showed a lot of courage.
Yeah.
And, mate, you spoke really well. And, mate, I wish you all the best in your future. You know?
Cheers, Ron. Like I said, mate, it's blokes like you, well, was you, that I watch your podcast, you know what I mean? I've listened to your story, amazing story, you know what I mean? And to where you are now, you know, I commend you. Like, it's impressive, you know what I mean? And, you know, you personally, you've got, you know, I'm off of it because of the likes of you. So I can't thank you enough. Thanks for having me on. And, you know, hopefully again we can talk and, you know, once I'm 12 months off of it.
Yeah, mate, keep talking. I've got a book. I've got a book launch in August at Pentridge. If you're around down there on the 27th of Pentridge, I've got a book launch. I'm going to do a book launch and a book signing. So if you're around, mate, come down below.
Yeah, 100%. I'll look forward to it, mate. I'll bring the boys down, you know what I mean? And,
all right, brother.
It'll be great to catch up in person.
I'll get the missus to send you an invitation through email anyway.
Yeah, that'd be great, Ron. Cheers, mate. Thanks for that. Like I said, mate, can't thank you enough.
And for the truth about it, keep going, man. You're doing fucking well. See you, brother.
Cheers, mate.
I solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.